It's time for pretty good news from the Wisconsin Maritime Museum.
Welcome aboard. I'm Shane Lee of the Wisconsin Maritime Museum in Manitowoc. June is National Dairy Month, and as the three-time frozen custard eating champion of Crow Wing County, I take Dairy Month very seriously. That is why I am happy to share some pretty good news from our friends at Farm Wisconsin. They explain how dairy farmers are helping conserve water and preserve water quality.
Multiple sources, from the New York Times to the World Wildlife Federation, have reported that dairy farms can have a negative impact on the environment. One major cause for concern is the management of manure.
There's a very strong link between, how farms are managed, how the land is managed, and what we see in the waters.
Thanks to innovative farmers like Ashley Grotegut in Newton, Wisconsin, dairy farms can positively impact the environment with a manure digester, eventually turning cow pies into natural gas.
The gas that comes off of the digester or off the manure is then piped underground up to the DTE Biomass Energy Center just up the road, and they are able to clean that gas further and inject that into the natural gas line.
The responsible recycling of manure preserves water quality by preventing nutrients from running off the fields and into waterways. Dairy farmers have also found a way to use 65% less water than they did 60 years ago.
Dairy farmers are the ultimate recyclers. We can use water anywhere from 4 to 6 times, depending on the geographical region.
Oftentimes, the first use of water is to cool the milk after it leaves the cow. Milk leaves the cow's body at around 100 degrees Fahrenheit. The milk needs to be cooled to keep it fresh from the farm to your refrigerator. After being used in the cooling system, water can be reused several ways.
Use it for drinking water. For Wisconsin heat, we'll use it as a sprinkler system on the girls. Some places like Colorado will even use it another time to flush out and wash their alleyways and then irrigate on their crops.
The responsible use of water helps the farmers, the cows, and our waterways.
That also helps me feel better about the large amounts of frozen custard I eat on a regular basis. To learn more about Farm Wisconsin and their upcoming events, you can visit their website at farmwisconsin.org. Let's leave the fields for the Pacific Ocean. In this week's featured artifact, our Alex Kimmel talks about his favorite piece of the museum. This item comes all the way from Japan.
Hi, my name is Alex Kimmel, and I am a tour and overnight guide here at the Wisconsin Maritime Museum. My favorite artifact is the life ring of the Hatsutaka, the Japanese Akazi-class mine layer, the Hatsutaka, depth-charged and sank the Manitowoc-built submarine, the USS Legardo, on May 3, 1945, taking all 86 of her crew and a Harley-Davidson motorcycle. Just about a week later, the Hatsutaka then held down the cobia in the worst depth-charging attack she ever faced, pushing her about 27 feet into the mud. It was thanks to another Manitowoc-built submarine, the USS Hawkbill, that Hatsutaka met her fate, and they, after sinking her, retrieved this life ring. It was presented to the Manitowoc Shipbuilding Company in remembrance of the Legardo and her 86 crew, and is now here at the museum with us today. The Legardo was discovered in 2006 and is Wisconsin's lost submarine. Thank you.
Thanks, Alex. It's amazing to hear how many Manitowoc connections there are to one Japanese artifact. In this week's Joke of the Day, I bring in a special guest, my dad, Rand Lee, to deliver the punchline in honor of Father's Day.
What do you call a boat that doesn't use naughty words? A censorship.
Well done, Dad. That is some pretty funny ship. What the heck? Now I'm getting censored. Son of a barnacle! Oh well. Just remember, no matter how bad things may seem, at least there is no shortage of dad jokes in the world. And that is pretty good news. Happy Father's Day.
Pretty Good News is funded in part by a grant from the Wisconsin Humanities Council with funds from the National Endowment for the Humanities.